3. Hi, my name is Amanda Howell, and today I'm going to talk to you about ethics, excellence, or failures. We hear about ethics in the news every day. Whether it's related to business ethics or an individual's ethics, it is clear that even though we have defined ethical behavior in many ways, businesses and individuals alike have trouble with pinpointing when the lines are crossed. To start, I want to look at two different definitions of ethics. The first is our book's definition. It states ethics is a system of right and wrong that assists individuals in deciding when an act is moral or immoral and/or socially desirable or not. The second is from Investopedia.com and defines business ethics. It describes business ethics as the study of proper business policies and practices regarding potentially controversial issues, such as corporate governance, insider trading, bribery, discrimination, corporate social responsibility, and fiduciary responsibilities. Business ethics are often guided by law, while other times provide a basic framework that businesses may choose to follow in order to gain public acceptance. While both of these definitions describe a type of ethics, our book definition describes ethics as knowing right from wrong or moral from immoral, while the business ethics definition from Investopedia stated it is often governed by law and is a choice businesses may make to gain public acceptance. I thought that was an interesting definition from a website that is generally accepted in the business world, which leads me to an article I found on the New York Times website. The article, An Ethical Breakdown, published on April 15th of this year, discussed a medical study performed on premature babies. The article stated that 23 academic institutions authorized a research project that failed to meet the most basic standard, providing an informed consent document to parents that accurately described the risks and benefits of the research to be conducted on extremely premature babies. These institutions included University of Alabama at Birmingham, who was the leading institution in the study. The researchers also involved Stanford, Duke, and Yale. While omitting a piece of paper may have seemed small to these institutions, and the research being done considered life-saving, it was in comparison a huge risk to these premature babies that could leave them permanently blind or could lead to death. In the article, the Federal Office for Human Research Protections concluded that the consent forms failed to reveal that there was a greater risk of dying in the low oxygen group and a greater risk of severe eye damage in the high oxygen group. Again, the research being done could help save these premature babies' lives, but some were exposed to a greater risk because they were involved in the medical research. If the parents of these children knew the risk associated with the procedures, they would have been better informed to make a decision that was safest for their child. The questions discussed after the fact are who was authorizing the study, who decided this information didn't need to be given, who thought it was ethically right or wrong to perform the study, and the most important question, who is responsible? The answer is everyone. No matter what level of the organization a person is in, everyone is responsible for ethical behavior. This leads to another definition in the book, ethical orientation. The book defines it as a practice that firms use to promote an ethical business culture, including ethical role models, corporate credos, and codes of conduct, ethically based reward and evaluation systems, and consistently enforced ethical policies and procedures. While everyone is responsible for their own ethical behaviors, the leaders in an organization are responsible for setting ethical standards, generally called organizational ethics. By setting these standards, an organization can define the organization's ethical standards, provide a basis for values and attitudes towards ethics, help an organization decide what is considered acceptable behavior, and establishes policies for compliance and correction of ethical and unethical behavior. After establishing these standards, a business can then choose what ethics program suits their organization. Listed here are two types of programs, compliance-based and integrity-based. The compliance-based is more basic than the integrity-based. It is concerned with compliance and the legal aspects of ethics. But the integrity-based goes more in depth. It incorporates ethics into the business and makes organizational ethics management's responsibility. While many organizations are using these programs to help increase ethical integrity, we are still seeing a rise in ethics violations in recent years. From financial institutions like Enron to medical institutions like the one discussed in the article, it is clear many organizations still need to define their ethical standards to make sure that business is conducted with everyone's best interest in mind.